So the honeymoon is over. I've got about 2,000 miles on the MV now, and the paint on the tank is cracking. I didn't realize this until I washed it the first time, but the tank is plastic. So if you're looking to buy a new bike, you should probably check this. Metal, plastic, metal, plastic. Now, most motorcycle manufacturers make their tanks out of metal, but some companies make them out of plastic because you can do these really cool, intricate, sculpted shapes with plastic that would just be too expensive or difficult to do with metal. And of course, the Italians, being, Italian, love to do this kind of sculpted technique. MV makes all their tanks out of plastic. Aprilia makes all their tanks out of plastic. I know Ducati makes some of their tanks out of plastic. So it's actually kind of common, especially with the Italians. So what does this have to do with the paint cracking, you're probably asking? Well, I know a lot of my viewers are not American, so you may not realize this, but in America, we are drowning in ethanol. It is really difficult in much of the country to find pure gasoline. California has over 10,000 gas stations, and there are literally about 20 that sell pure gasoline with no ethanol. And the closest one is 50 miles away. So yeah, not a lot of options. Almost all the gas that you can find is actually a mix of gas and ethanol. Why is this a problem? Well, ethanol is somewhat corrosive. So what does this have to do with my tank cracking, you're probably asking? Well, the company that builds MV's tanks sprays the inside with a lining that's supposed to stop it from expanding. Unfortunately, ethanol eats away at this liner. So when the tank gets hot, it starts to expand. Luckily, the tank will never get hot, unless, of course, you want to do something crazy like running the engine at all or parking the bike outside on a sunny day. So when you open the gas cap to put in gas, it sounds like you're opening a can of soda from the tank depressurizing. Unfortunately, we're going to be stuck with ethanol in America for a while because presidential primaries always start in the state of Iowa. Ethanol is made from corn. And guess what the number one corn producing state in America is? Yep, that's right. So all the presidential candidates will continue to promise the corn farmers that the government will buy corn to make ethanol until Iowa is no longer the first state in our presidential primaries. But I digress. Back to motorcycles. So my MV tank is expanded and contracted and expanded and contracted so much that it's cracked the paint in multiple places all around the tank. And now it looks like crap. Surprisingly, white cracks under black paint are pretty noticeable. And as an added bonus, the tank has gone from smooth to lumpy in some spots because of the pressure buildup inside stressing the plastic. At this point, my options are not great. I went to Pro Italia and put in a warranty claim. We'll see if MV decides to actually send me a new tank, but if they do, who knows how long it'll take. And I'm still going to have the same problem. I haven't heard anything about them improving the lining on the new tanks, so it's just going to happen again. I have heard that some people, before they put the new tank on their bike, will pay out of pocket to have a separate protective lining sprayed inside the tank that actually works. I think that runs about $300, so that's an option. There also is a company in Italy that makes metal tanks. Unfortunately, it's $1,500. It's not an exact match for the sculpted curves of the original MV tank, but it's pretty close. They make it for race teams, so it's 19 liters instead of 17 liters, which would be nice to have to fill up a little less often. But you think $1,500 out of pocket plus, let's say $500 for the decals and the respray. So then I'd be into it for $2,000, which is just annoying. So yeah, not a lot of great options here. Anyway, keep your fingers crossed and subscribe if you're interested in how this whole thing works out. And I will catch you on the next one.